Well, hello everybody, Spencer here, also known as Screen Speak, and in today's video, this is my Andor Season 2 spoiler review. So without further ado, let's discuss. Alright, so without further ado, I'm gonna just get started rambling here. So if you're welcome to today's video of my, it's not a rant. It's not a rant. It's a my interpretation of Andor. I think I gotta get this out of the way. I think it's great, slow for. I think it's a great drawn out drama show for Star Wars, and I understand it's for people like adults, and I'm an adult, and I understood what it was going for. But there's some confusion at hand, right? Because I had, like, the last 3 episodes, this season felt way better than the first season. And what I mean by better is it felt more structured. Each 3 episodes is a arc, is a year time jump. So it's like different time skips ahead. So it's a little bit more structured in that sense. You know, I hate's a strong word. I disliked I love Andy Serkis, but I thought when they were enclosed in like that prison, when Andor was in that prison, I was like, this is stupid. I was like, he's just trying to get out for. I'm like, really? What are we doing? I just want to like see more of the Empire, and this show shows more of the Empire that I really like because they're just in that prison. I really didn't care about that prison, but all the characters here, like, I love the Empire. It's like the things that I love about it, like the Empire, like learning more about the Empire. They're real people and their day-to-day lives, and you know, learning, having Krennic and the one woman. The thing is, there's so many problems with this. I remember nobody's name. I just remember the evil woman of the Empire, or the evil dude that him and then him and Andor fight. There's this huge fight on Gorman, right? I remember that. I remember Gorman, but I think the main problem is, like, I know who Saw Gerrera is. I remember, like, important people. I don't remember not important people. I'm like, look, we're talking about Palpatine. Oh my gosh, we said the thing. We said the Death Star. And we said Galen Erso. Like, I know who that is. I watched Rogue One. I paid attention. There's a lot of things here that you have to fully understand. And I understand. And I think one of the drawbacks here, my ear itches a lot today. The main drawback of this show, because I go back, I present to you a thing. I love Rogue One. I do love Rogue One. I love Rebels. Starts with an R. I like Star Wars: The Clone Wars. I love Star Wars: The Clone Wars. And I love Rebels. Then they made a spin-off called The Bad Batch. Atrocious show. I could go down for that for a rabbit hole for hours. I made a plethora of videos on The Bad Batch. But it's like you take the animated show The Bad Batch and make it more structured, more better, and you get Andor. Make it much better. You get Andor. But Andor doesn't have lightsabers. There's like, they talk about Force users in Bad Batch, but what makes Star Wars interesting is the Force users, the Jedi, the lightsabers. And Acolyte sucked, and I need more lightsabers in Star Wars. Because I think what we need is the Mandalorian movie is going to be kick butt, in my opinion. I think that it's going to revolutionize the Star Wars fandom for the movie industry. I hope, but besides the point. I just am feeling like out there because this show is good, but I felt like there was a structure, and I'll get to my big point about where this show started hooking me. It was like, the big fight on Gorman was fantastic, and you know, just seeing stormtroopers, seeing aliens, but like, I want to see more creatures. I want to see, like, I can't wait for Rada the Hutt to come back in the Mando movie. I can't wait for the Starfighter movie to happen, and like to get more Jedi stuff. They talk about kyber crystals in Andor, and it's neat to see this Imperial based Empire show, like, dealing with that in the inside, right? But I'm just going, cool, it's a drawn out show. But I want a show like Obi-Wan that deals with, you know, Like, let's do we. First of all, I can't stand. I thought the show was good, but I can't stand the TV shows. Just make a Star Wars movie. Like, give me the Mando movie feels to me like they're gonna deal with the Empire and maybe some sort of the Rebels, right? Bring in Hera, bring in Ezra, bring in these people like Ahsoka. Have Ahsoka in the Mando movie because it ties in that universe. It's in that timeline. So use some lightsabers. And I understand if this is going on a detour from Andor, I apologize. But there's things about it, I like Saw Gerrera in Andor. Didn't Saw Gerrera have a lightsaber? Maybe he didn't. Maybe he just had a gun. I don't know. But there's things like that I'm like, I can't wait for the Starfighter movie to bring in more lightsabers and come back. That's just my main issue with Andor. I know it's not supposed to have Jedi, but it's like when I'm watching Star Wars, I don't know. I trekked through the first season. I was like, all right. I mean, that was during 2021, during the COVID time, or maybe it was even 2022, during 2022. And this year, I'm just like, all right, here we go. And I enjoyed moments of this season, but if you're asking me, so how was the whole season? It's just kind of a trek. Now, let me be honest with you. Another side note. I'm enjoying the season of Last of Us a lot. There's slow parts of Last of Us, but that's because I'm interested to see how they've developed the game to the show, and how they change things up, and how they make it seem interesting, and the drama of it, and the acting, and people are mad about it, but I'm enjoying it. I can't wait to. I'm going to make a review on that. But this show is like Last of Us is from the game, right? They're taking the source material from the game. This, I mean, they have source material for Andor, and it's the spy elements, there's Star Wars creatures, there's spies, there's the Empire, there's stormtroopers, but when I watch Star Wars with so many movies with Jedi, and then Obi-Wan series with Jedi, Ahsoka series with Jedi, Acolyte series, which is bad, but with Jedi, with Mandalorian had a couple Jedi, had the Darksaber. So I just want to see more of that. That's my main problem. And this show, Bix, I love the actress that plays Bix, but there's things that could go down. It's like the Gorman fight was awesome. But then by the way, the Senate hearings were amazing, and they bring in Benjamin Bratt to play Senator Organa, which is really neat, interesting stuff there. And it's just again, the spy elements, all of it worked. All the series worked for me. Season 2 worked for me much better because going to different places and not being trapped in the prison for 3 episodes and doing multiple things. Except the first 3 episodes actually when Andor is I think it was the first episode in episode 2, the first 3 episodes were released, and Andor's stuck on a ship with other people. I'm like, this is stupid, and I was like, it's just I didn't care about what they're stuck on this planet for, and then they get more developed with Saw Gerrera, and then having this next mission, and the whole them going to Gorman and the whole Gorman thing, and then the fight on Gorman. In the episode 8, and I was like, fantastic, this is awesome. It was episode 8 and then episode 9. And then the last 3 episodes of finale that just came out, where they're learning about the Death Star, the Jedha, Kyber crystals, Galen Urso, and the big Death Star plans, all that fun stuff. And it's and Jedha, and they meet in the end of episode 9 at the penultimate and the last week segment, episode 3 arc, the 3-episode arc from week 3. We get the return of Alan Tudyk as the droid K2SO. Best part of the show. And I was watching this with my dad going, my favorite part was when he walks up to the building and goes when the Imperial guys goes did we order an Empire droid, one of these droids? And he goes, and you just see K2SO go, no. Just throws the guy across the wall. I laughed my head off at that and thought that was the best thing. And then Andor goes, K, can you hear me? Meaning K2SO. And I'm like, if they had a show called Andor, because the first episode called Make It Stop that just came out today, just earlier tonight, called Make It Stop, the first episode in the 3-episode arc for the finale. Andor's not in it. It's about Luthen, who's played by Stellan Skarsgård, and his daughter, this girl that he raised, not raised, but I mean that he found in his ship, and he continued to raised the rest of her life up until Luthen's death. Spoilers, he died. But she tries to go save him in this hospital. Tries to goes to the hospital, sneaks in, kills him. So the Empire doesn't find out about the rebellion plans. All right, neat story. But I'm watching a show called Andor. Another one of my problems, a show called Andor. And then in the next episode, we get Andor back. It's like, guys, focus on Andor. He's your main protagonist. Focus. Pay attention. K2SO, Andor, great chemistry. I would watch a show. I'd watch a full show with the two of them doing missions. But you know what? We can't. Because they die in Rogue One. And this show was all about Andor. Or, I don't know if it was, because it was, but like we had some times that we weren't focused on Andor, and then we had a whole episode that wasn't about Andor. And I'm like, you know, the episode reminded me of Luthen and his daughter. By the way, no disrespect, I enjoy seeing people get like raising up children. I want to someday, but that's besides the point. It reminded me of Agatha All Along, when the penultimate episode, or it was even the finale of Agatha All Along, when they're just like, let's show how Agatha raised her kid. It was like, oh, okay, we're doing this now? It's like, what? Sure. But I digress. There's just things like that. I'm like, I think this series for me, I'm going to just say it right now, is this season, the first season was probably, I don't even know, I'm irritated. Just like, give me proper Star Wars. Give me Star Wars like I want, like the original trilogy or something. Like, I don't know. I thought that learning more about the Empire was really cool, but just a show about Andor, I like wanted to see more of Andor and stuff, and K2SO and stuff. Like, yay, he's back! I love K2SO. And it's like, oh, we know what happens to them later. It's very sad. But then it's like, I want more lightsabers in Star Wars, so there's that. Then the first series probably, I don't know. It just. First season was kind of like, so I'll give it a 6 out of 10. This season is an 8 out of 10, 2 points higher. But, like, I'm not, like, jumping out of my seat to go, I'm going to watch this again. No. So, that's my thoughts, guys. I don't want to, like, keep you, and they kept talking about Palpatine. Like, there wasn't much stuff here to talk about. I just have, like, I'm not going to watch this again on my own time. If I was going to watch anything again, it'd be The Mandalorian Seasons 1 and 2. Best thing. Like, Mandalorian for me is the best, and I love Star Wars Visions. Star Wars Visions is incredible. Like, I might even tie up. Like, I on May the 4th of this year, I went to watch Star Wars Visions again because that show's so good. And I was like, Andor, okay, yeah. Or it was like May the 4th, like Andor was going on at the time, and I was like, oh, I like Visions more than Andor, and I do. I like Visions more than Andor. Like it's a hard task to say it's better than Mandalorian Visions, but Visions is so good with the animation, the lightsaber visual, all the visuals. I'm not an anime guy, but it's so, I want to say, effing good for Star Wars. So our thoughts on that, and I mean Andor's fine, but it's not something I'm going to go back to. I'm going to go back to Mandalorian. I'm going to go back to Visions, even though I know Visions is short form content, but there's there's like 20-minute episodes of them, so they're nice, they're fun, but yeah, that's my thoughts on that, guys. And the other thing is, I've never gone back to shows like, do a Star Wars movie, like if there's like Rogue One, I've gone back to watch. I'll rather watch Rogue One than I would Andor, but that I'm not criticizing on Andor. I just have some nitpicks, like things that I don't gravitate towards. I think it's a good show, just like cool. One and done watch for me. As I said before the show, I was like, I'm just going to watch it and be done. Yeah. So that's my take on that. But anyway, guys, let me know what you thought of it. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree? Are you like, yeah, I finished this and I'm going to go back and binge it all again? That's cool, dude. If you think that, let me know in the comments below. But this season is an 8 out of 10. First season was a 6 out of 10. I'm just giving my thoughts. I don't even know. I got to go, after this review, I got to go find out. I definitely reviewed it, but what I said in it. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and let me know, by the way, what's your thoughts on the Disney Plus Star Wars shows? I gotta, next one is Ahsoka coming out. Maybe I should do a tier list about that, or a ranking. Guys, I gotta do that. Well, actually, Star Wars Vision Season 3 is coming out later this year. But Vision Season 3 is not going to change my opinion on how I think of the other seasons. So that said, I should do a tier list or a ranking. Let me know. I'll do a poll and asking you guys if I should do a tier list or a ranking. But if you want to, let me know in the comment section below. But I can't wait. Yeah, so I'll be doing that. I'm done. I'm done. I have no more thoughts to say. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm, watch the screen. Peace out, everyone.